Okay, welcome back to Pseudo Ludo, episode 20. I'm Brian. I'm joined here by Murph and Nick. We're going to be
Hey,
talking about whatever Murph tells me to. He's holding us at gunpoint.
that's right.
Um, so we have to be very careful to not stray from his plans.
That's right. When we get the podcast done, when we get 1,000 Patreon subscribers, you guys can go home. You can get out of my basement.
We will for never.
We don't even have a Patreon account yet, so we do have some work to do. If you want these boys to go home and see their families again, you gotta please promote Pseudo Ludo if these guys ever want to see the light of day again.
It's so dark.
Your basement sucks because your furnace kicks on every now and again and it's really loud.
Yeah, it makes
really
it hard.
loud.
Yep, I know.
It's really scary. It growls.
It does growl.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're going to be covering some news items, including the PlayStation State of Play. But first, why don't we all talk about what we've been playing? Murph, why don't you start us off?
Yeah, it's been a busy week, I guess. Played a good amount of stuff. First off, I tried a couple new games that I have not played yet. I played this online shooter, third-person action shooter called The Mean Greens.
Fortnite.
Yeah, exactly. The Mean Greens, which if you've played any of those PS1 army, plastic army men games, it's kind of like one of those. And it was really cool just to see the level design, and it was very nostalgic because I liked those games a lot as a kid, but it's completely dead, and it just came out this week. Finding a match, there are so many bots in the lobby. It's a real shame because it was fun, but nobody's playing it. So kind of an L. Took an L there. Otherwise,
did you buy that? Did you say, or was it
yeah,
on PS Now?
No, I bought it because I'm
How much was that?
$20. I don't recommend it for that.
Oh man.
For that price. But
oh man.
Oh my god.
That's a game that would do really well if it was a PS Plus game because all it needs is a player base. I think Fall Guys came out, on the same week as it, and everyone's playing that, obviously, so kind of a shame. But Fall Guys is great. We've all been playing that. Additionally, I think from playing Fall Beasts, we got the urge to go back into Gang Beasts.
What did you play?
Fall Beasts? Yeah, Fall Guys. Yeah, we got the urge to go back and play Gang Beasts, which is awesome. Really,
that's worth the $20.
Yeah, that is. You guys should all get on that. We'll talk about that more. Let's see. I played Dead Cells for the first time, which I've been hearing so many great things about it since it came out. Finally tried it. It's on PS Now at the moment, so I would definitely recommend that. It's super fun. I really like playing it is so much different than just watching gameplay because I've heard all this hype about it, but it didn't look super special just watching gameplay. But it is even hard to describe how satisfying the combat is. It kind of reminds me of Hollow Knight, but I think it's just even more the pace of gameplay is so rhythmic, and you can get in the zone, and time will just fly by. It is super, super fun. I think you would especially like it, Brian. I think you'd be a big, big fan of that.
I'll be the judge of that.
It feels very Dark Souls-y in terms of it's just loop kind of, you know what I mean? Not so much in any actual concrete gameplay, but it just has that same type of feeling. But yeah, I'm a big fan of that. I would definitely recommend that.
Heard it's great.
Yeah, I would say if that was a 2020 release, it would already be in my running for not game of the year, but it'd be in my top 5 for sure. Otherwise, I played more of Ghost of Tsushima. Wrapping it up, I'm still not done with the story. I haven't played it too much because I've been playing these other games this past week, but I do need to get back on that soon. Yeah, what about you guys?
Nick,
I played
step up.
a good bit of the story for Ghost of Tsushima. I got into Act 3. Obviously, still haven't finished it because this past week has been very multiplayer heavy between all of us with Fall Guys and Gang Beasts. And I played a little bit of COD. I was very bad. I don't know what happened. The fall off was huge. I was getting bullied. I had to quit. But then I went and played Gang Beasts, and I'm way better than Tim. So that made me feel a little bit better.
Yeah, he is way better.
Glad you admit it. And we have audio file to confirm that forever. But that's about it. Just those handful of multiplayer games. Tim refuses to play Overwatch with me anymore. Kind of sad.
Good work, Murph.
Yeah, I'll get back on it. I still have it downloaded. I still have the disc in because it's one of the last disc games that I own.
Hold on. Brian says, good work, Murph, but he texts me every day begging, please have Tim play Overwatch with you so he doesn't get a plat, please.
Yeah.
I don't know about every day, but I have definitely sometimes. and he just immediately is like, he's given up. He doesn't even try.
I do
he doesn't
try.
play anymore.
He doesn't.
Speaking of plats, I platinum Ghost of Tsushima and Minecraft finally after leaving my PlayStation
Congratulations.
for many
Good
many a
work.
night.
Good work.
I've also continued playing Sly Cooper 3, moving towards the platinum on that, but not really in a rush, just kind of here and there. I also bought and started Man Eater, which is a game where you're a shark.
I heard about that. A shark
pretty
PG,
funny.
some call it, right?
Yeah, it's like a open world shark game.
Open
and it's pretty
sea.
funny. Yeah, open sea.
It came
And you
out
just,
came
like-
out this summer, right? Sorry to
Yeah.
keep cutting you off.
it's
What
pretty
are
rude.
you talking about?
Yeah, so Man-Eater
Sorry.
is a...
So it's
it
the
really
sequel
makes
to
you feel like
2001
like you're a
Pikmin game
shark.
developed by Nintendo.
So I started playing that, pretty fun, and I also bought and started the Walking Dead Definitive Collection, the Telltale
Oh,
game.
Watch out, Tim.
Because I A, want to get a nice easy plat for this contest, and B, the first one was like one of my favorite games of the PS3 generation, and I never saw how the story ends. So I figure, it might be time to see what happens to Clementine after all of this.
So tell
I
me,
started.
I just want to know, how many platinums come in that bundle? Is it just one for the whole collection,
One.
or does
one
every...
for all seasons of it.
Oh, okay.
You just get one.
Because if every season gave you a plat, oh man, I'd have
And a
to...
lot of those you can't even buy individually. So,
Good.
but I genuinely want. Well, the first I started replaying the first season, and it's still awesome. Like,
Yeah.
it's so good,
Yeah.
and it was very nostalgic for me to play as well because I love that first one so much and played it so many times. But I mean, realistically, I don't even know if I'll be able to beat the whole thing before our contest is over because it's probably like close to 50 hours.
Right.
It's 4
10
seasons
hours a
and then
season or
some of
whatever.
and then it's 4 seasons and then 2 mini seasons.
Right.
So I just plan on beating it in general because
Yeah.
I just want to see what happens at the end.
Yeah, and I
But,
really like mayo, so I'm probably, I like mayo on sandwiches, so I really do just want to play I Am Mayo. Not for the platinum or anything.
I already have that.
I just want to,
Take it
I just
easy.
want to experience it.
You should experience it, and you'll get arthritis and what's the other one with your wrist?
Carpal tunnel.
Yeah.
Wasn't there
Carpal tunnel.
wasn't there a thing they used to call like Nintendo thumb or something from like the N64 days?
I think it's called mayonnaise thumb.
Oh, right.
Mhm.
Are either
me
of
see
you
if
going to
that's a
try to
thing.
plat Ratchet and Clank before your contest is over?
Not
Maybe,
before, but
probably
like
not. I have a multi-pronged attack for our final month here.
I'm just gonna give up.
No, you're not. You're such a fucking fraud. I want you to know this. I want you to know that I don't believe
See,
for a
there
second
is-
that you're not. You're just trying to get me to like be lackadaisical. And listen, I'll do that on my own. I
I'm
don't
telling
need
you, I'm telling you, I have slowed down and I have tried. I have tried to sit down and be like, what do I want to platinum? And I can't find anything. So it's not that
like,
I'm
at
giving
this
up.
point, it's not even fun.
No,
It's
that's
like
what I'm saying. It's like
another-
I'm literally not having fun. I really want to start Persona 4 on the Vita, but I know I
Oh,
can't.
do it. Yeah, no, you can.
Well, I can't.
Got plenty
And it's like
of time.
and just knowing that I can't play games that I want to play right now has really been like, I just don't want to sit down and finish up whatever, like, I don't know. I just haven't been in the state of mind where I want like my computer up with like a guide, following collectibles. Because
what, you don't think that's what video games are meant to be played as?
Yeah, it's clearly how, Druckmann intended the games to be played, YouTube walkthroughs and stuff like that.
Nah, text guides only. Real ones, no. I can't do the walkthroughs. Like you got to rewind the video. No, thanks.
Yeah, no, that's a hassle. The text walkthroughs for Dark Souls were so good for finding all the spells and stuff.
Maybe I'll read up on that in the next month.
Hey, I'm still down to get you.
Stay tuned.
I still want to get you a plat in Dark Souls
Month.
or Dark Souls 3.
Yeah, it ends September.
See,
6th.
that's like that's what you did with Bloodborne for me, where you just had me replay Bloodborne basically, and you know,
We're
obviously
supposed to do a deep dive.
we still are, still coming. Deep dive coming soon. Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Yeah, that was also well. Actually, I was planning on playing that without you knowing at first.
What, Bloodborne?
I'd recruited outside allies to who I'm sure you know who they are.
Bloodborne?
But then afterward, before we actually started playing it, and then I was like,
Your landlord?
Oh no, I was like, no, you'd like to play it. And so
Oh yeah,
like,
it's a good
play it.
time. I don't even care.
I
if
knew
you
you'd
get the-
you'd actually like playing it again, so I got you back on.
Yeah,
the train.
good man,
I
good
was
man.
originally gonna just try and do it on my own and then like shock you with it.
That would have been shocking, but
But then I just saved that for Minecraft and a way out with old Nick. You know,
way out.
Yeah, that's me.
that is you.
What if we
All
just
right, so
ended
you
the
guys been
podcast
playing
on that
anything else?
sentence? That's
Oh,
me.
Murph, we can if you want.
They never hear from us again. We don't upload a new thing.
All right.
All right.
That.
You can find us on
Murph's made one too many jokes about wanting to quit.
yeah.
All right, are you guys ready to get into the news? You
Uh,
rascals.
did we ask Nick what he's playing? I don't know.
Yes.
Oh wow. Good.
This guy's paying close attention to the
Good.
podcast.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's happening in the news?
All right, so up first, Halo Infinite has been delayed until 2021.
More like Halo Indefinite. Am I right?
Yeah, I guess. More like, why would I buy an Xbox Series X under any circumstances? I mean, on the one hand, I give them credit that they aren't just going to rush and shit out a mediocre product to meet launch, but at the same time, pretty wild.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, why? Why would it? I would love a reason other than being just an Xbox fanboy why you would buy the Xbox versus waiting or getting the PlayStation.
Yeah, first of all, I do give them credit, like you said, for pushing it to clearly, you know, they're going to try and make it a good game. And there are so many launch games in the past that have just been below average because you knew they were trying to get it out in time. But with this high of a, you know, this much riding on Halo, it just seems kind of incompetent that they got here in the first place. Like, who knows? Obviously, COVID has messed everything up. I'm sure that's set them back a little. So it's not like they're...
Yeah, they did say that was part of the reason.
So I do understand, and it is unfortunate, but it is like, if you had to push any game, like this one is really bad for them. It's a bad look. And on the other hand, like, it would have been also bad for Halo Infinite, which clearly is trying to be like this rebirth for Halo and make it super important and vital again and kind of reinvigorate the Xbox brand in general. It would have sucked if that game just wasn't good when it came out at launch. So it's kind of a tough situation either way. I hope they made the right decision, though.
Yeah, I guess we shall see, but not the best sign for the Xbox launch,
No,
I would say.
not the best sign at all.
Yeah. Up next, the Nintendo has announced a Pikmin 3 re-release for the Nintendo Switch, which was initially a Wii U game. I really liked the first two Pikmin games on the GameCube, but I never played Pikmin 3. Actually, this might have been a Wii game.
This was a Wii U
Okay.
game.
And
Pikmin 3 was.
Are you sure?
Yes. There was one on the Wii, I believe.
What was the Wii one?
I don't know. I haven't played any of
Am I
them.
making up
This
stuff?
is I've wanted to play this.
Sounds
I'm
like
excited
you're
for
making up
this,
stuff.
and I've wanted to play these for a while. The problem here, I have a problem here.
No, it's Wii U, yeah.
Okay, these
So
are
they
this.
just re-released the first one on the Wii.
I have two quandaries here. First of all, this is $60, which Nintendo has always been about this
The
not
Nintendo
lowering,
tax.
not lowering the price of their games. Donkey Kong Tropical Freeze is still $60,
Terrific game.
which yeah, from everything I've heard, it's incredible. But $60, it came out on the Wii U, and it's a port. Like, that doesn't happen anywhere else. I can go buy God of War or Spider-Man for like $15 on most weekends. Those games came out 2 years ago to critical acclaim, so I don't know why they're, they're locking these Wii U ports behind $60. I just don't really see the logic in that, but I guess they're Nintendo, so they can really do whatever they want, They're going to just
It's
print
like-
money. My
That's not
other...
all they have, though. They don't really have much third-party support.
No, they don't.
Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, my second quandary is, speaking of all they have, why are we getting these random ass games instead of, oh, I don't know, Mario
Breath
ports?
of the Wild 2.
Mario ports. There are plenty of games, from the Wii U era, GameCube era, that haven't been ported back over. Wind Waker was remastered for the Wii U, along with Twilight Princess, and neither of those have migrated over to Switch yet, which baffles me because there's I think 6 or 7 times as many Switches out there in the wild. Wouldn't you want to just make sales off of that? You went through all the trouble, Nintendo, to remaster these games, which the Wind Waker remaster is beautiful quality. Like they did so many quality of life changes. I don't know why they would leave it stranded on the Wii U. It boggles my mind.
I mean, I think you're kind of being a little pessimistic because Pikmin is a widely beloved franchise.
Oh no, yeah.
Claim. It's not like it's just some random shitty game that they picked. But
it's just
I
like
know what you're saying.
I'm just confused. Like what's is this all they have planned for the fall? I know there are rumors of a Mario collection coming, which can't wait for that if that's true.
Not be true at this point.
Yeah, that's what I'm a little confused because they don't have any fall releases, any big fall releases, and I know Animal Crossing is selling outrageously well, but you would think they want
that too.
Okay,
for the first time in a while. Sorry.
How was that?
Was it?
It was really fun. That's the type of game I could see myself just going back to periodically for like the next 5 years.
Yeah,
and
it's just so like.
Did any of your villagers leave?
Yeah, there's no one there. It was just a tree that said Croatoa carved into it. It was actually pretty wild. But no, you can swim now. There's scuba gear. It's just such a little cute game, and I feel like maybe it's just because I was little, but I feel like in the GameCube one, there was more punishment if you didn't play for a long time. Like people would just leave and write you sad letters and stuff. This one, everyone's like, oh, I haven't seen you in a while, and then there was some bugs in my room I had to stomp, but that's about it.
I went back to my DS one when this game came out. I found my DS copy, and there was a lot of letters in my mail that people had left and stuff. Pretty sad. But yeah, I'm just Pikmin, I am super excited to play it, and I have always thought the character designs look super cool from Smash Bros, so I do want to play it. I'm kind of confused with the messaging here, where it's why not just release a Zelda collection right now? Bundle Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, or even sell them separately, because that's probably more, close to what they would do, and I'm sure those would sell ridiculously well on the Switch. I cannot imagine a world where Wind Waker doesn't sell incredibly well on the Switch.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think it would probably outsell many modern Switch. It would probably outsell Link's Awakening.
Yeah,
but
I'm excited for Pikmin. Have either of you played the old ones?
No,
in any capacity.
Maybe I'll have to go back and play the GameCube one.
They're very fun. I like the first two are excellent. So I never played this one, but I think. Not in the fall because PlayStation 5, but at some point I'll probably pick this up.
Who is Olimar in that universe?
He's the guy you play as.
Okay. Then what are
what
are the men? Yeah, what are the men?
They're like the little thing.
Build an army.
I know that those are, but what do you do with them? Explain the game to me.
You crash on a planet, and the first one you're the first one has a timer, you a certain amount of days until you can't get off or something. I don't know, but. The Pikmin, you pick them out of the ground and build an army of them, and each one has different, I think, weights or abilities, and you throw them on to enemies and they fight for you. So it's a blend of platformer, adventure and strategy, because you have to have the right amount of people planted or whatever, and you can run out of guys, but it's sort of implied that it's Earth after everybody is dead. You find the world's really cool, but I played the second one more than I played the first one. The second one has a multiplayer mode and stuff, and I used to play it a lot when I was a kid, but I haven't played it in 12 years probably.
Yeah,
but I loved them as a kid for sure. So
cool.
Be nostalgic to go back to this one, because this one got really good reviews.
One thing we have to do that we haven't been doing with Switch games is we got to buy physical, because we can't all be dishing out $60 each on these games when we could easily just throw the carts to one another. We got, you know what I'm saying?
I still have Brian's Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, exactly.
I bought like a huge memory card with the intention of never buying another physical Switch game. So.
No, because then
Yeah,
we
I
can
think I
share.
got like 128 gigs or something.
Yeah,
I
so
got a
That's
pretty-
not one I want to carry the games around with me, though. You know what I mean? Like, I want it to be as portable as possible.
Don't you have a case for it though?
Not. I don't know where that is.
Because I have a case.
had
I
one.
just throw my games in the case.
The only game I have physical are Smash and Breath of the Wild, but I haven't had Breath of the Wild in like
Like
2
Smash,
years.
Smash, I could see as a
Yeah, it's been a
great
while.
digital. That's a good digital game because you would always want
That's
that down.
physical.
But
All
like
the other ones I have are
Tropical
digital.
Freeze, I don't see you ever replaying. You might as well like be able to sell it back and stuff. Because
I don't
because
ever do that.
Nintendo specifically, their games don't lose value, so you could still sell that for, a pretty decent price. I'm sure.
I would rather not have, like, I'd rather have it versus getting
Yeah.
$30 back. Like in high school and
Oh, I don't
college,
know.
that was a very rewarding, like, strategy to trade back games. But
Yeah.
the only game this entire generation that I traded back was Watch Dogs 1.
Yeah, I think I traded mine back too. I think that's the only
Everything
one.
else, you sold me Destiny 1 also, but I still
Right.
have that. But every
Yeah.
other game I've kept, even games that I know I probably won't play, I just don't really see it as much of a value as I
Right.
used to, because you just really, except for Nintendo games, but even then, like, you're getting a fraction of the price, and
Yeah.
if you ever want to play it again, then
No, I
fun.
agree for the most part. I see it more on the side of game sharing, like with each other. We should definitely, you know what I mean?
I'm gonna get Tropical Freeze solely because Tim bought me a K Rool amiibo. So
You're gonna buy a what?
Tropical Freeze solely
For
because
Murph?
well, no, for me.
Because wait, he bought you an amiibo, and you're gonna buy
Well,
a game for yourself?
I paid
bought it
for
on his
Yeah, now I'm in
behalf.
the Donkey
I
Kong.
was,
I thought you were saying, like, to be nice, I'm gonna return the favor and buy him this game because
Oh.
he seems interested in it.
No, not at all.
you're gonna buy a physical, and then I can borrow it though.
I was gonna buy it on Amazon. It was like $10 cheaper or something
Yeah,
for a physical copy on Amazon, so I might just do that.
yeah, do that. Next Switch game I buy, I'll buy physical too. I'm gonna try and start doing that with like Animal Crossing. I bought digital because
Yeah.
that's a good one to have forever on your console. But yeah. Anyways, what's up next on the docket?
All right, up next in the news, The Last of Us Part 2, an extremely uncontroversial and universally beloved game, is getting an update that adds a grounded difficulty, the return of grounded, and a permadeath mode. And also, there's some graphics, audio, and gameplay modifiers, including mirror worlds, slow motion, bullet speed mode, infinite ammo, infinite crafting, some screen modifiers to change the way the world looks, and they've also added a gyro aim, like you can aim with the motion controls, which is interesting. Will you guys go back to this game at all?
Not like
Not for
anytime
this
soon,
reason.
but I mean at some point probably. What about you?
I think the permadeath sounds awesome. I want to give that a run.
You gonna go to that like this summer or this year?
This year, probably, before
Yeah.
the PS5 comes out. I love that game, man. Even story aside, I really enjoy playing it, and I really just enjoy the atmosphere and all of that. So I haven't deleted it; that's still installed and
Oh,
everything.
okay.
So I would imagine I would like to try. I mean, I highly doubt I'd beat it, but just to see how far I could get in the permadeath thing, I think that'd be really fun.
Mm-hmm.
It'd make it really high stakes too.
Yeah.
But yeah, not till after the platinum contest dust settles,
Right. Of course. I mean, when you win.
I've had enough of this, Murph. What are you gonna make me plat?
Pikmin 3.
All right, do you have any other things to say about Last of Us?
No, it sounds cool. I think permadeath is a great option for any survival game. So
All right, up next in the news, Control, the hit game from last year from Remedy Entertainment, is getting an Ultimate Edition for this gen and next gen consoles, which will be coming out September 10th. It is just bundling together all of the DLCs and whatnot, and for the next gen consoles, I would imagine that it will run better because that game definitely had some technical issues.
yeah.
This game's awesome though, and if it has a separate trophy list, I would definitely consider hopping back in for PS5 and running through the DLCs. Because I know that Alan Wake is gonna cross over with the DLCs, so that's pretty cool. But that game's great. What do you guys think of this?
Well, did you hear the controversy that this update So if you get the Ultimate Edition for like PS4 or Xbox One, you'll get access to the next gen update. But if you have the regular base copy that you and I both have, because we bought it at launch or around launch, you don't get an update on PS5
Yeah, I
or
saw
Xbox.
that.
That's like really, really weird and I think pretty ridiculous.
I don't think it's any different than the way that they handled remasters and ports this generation, though.
Yeah, but that means they have an update, and it's only if you buy this Ultimate Edition for your. I would understand more if it was like this Ultimate Edition is only coming to PS5. Do you know what I mean? But the fact that they're doing it, I don't know. That kind of rubs me the wrong way. Where it's like, why? That seems like you're rewarding like. It seems like you're kind of like flipping the bird to anyone who supported your game at launch. Probably your biggest fans, if you want to think about like people who are going to be buying Remedy's games right away. They're probably kind of pissing off a lot of their core fan base.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird call, but
yeah, like I would see it being more smart just saying, okay, we're doing a whatever Game of the Year edition thing for PS5, Xbox Series X. I don't understand why they would ever choose to give some PS4 and Xbox One owners an upgrade and some to not. That really strikes me as a very weird call.
Yeah, it's definitely strange, but so is that game.
Yeah, I mean, because you could spend the same amount of money or more, I think, because if you bought it new for $60 and then bought all the DLC, you spent about $80 on the game. I assume this that this Ultimate Edition is only going to be $60. So
I think it's 40. I think
it's Wait, so people who spend $80 aren't going to get a next gen upgrade, but people who spend $40 now will. That's very, in terms of just like, I don't really understand that at all. Yeah, it seems like it's gonna encourage me next time to not buy their game right away. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't know why I would want to buy their
games also drop in price.
It seems like a very odd practice.
On the flip side, I'm excited.
Yeah, you're gonna get this, Nick?
Yeah, I'm PS5, so that I actually can run it.
Yeah. This game's awesome though, so look forward to it.
Great game.
It's very, very fun, and atmosphere is great.
And I thought they had a lot of goodwill, kind of. Like, everybody seemed to love the game.
It was up for like a bunch of Game of the Year awards.
So, yeah, this seems more like a EA practice, or, you know what I mean? Like, not to be cliche, but this doesn't really strike me as, like, as a Remedy thing. I don't know. I mean, it's probably a publisher decision, but...
All right, you guys ready to get into the State of Play, which will be both a news item and our main topic here?
Yeah, let's hear it.
Yes, sir.
Right, so PlayStation held a State of Play for PS4 and PSVR predominantly, with a handful of PlayStation 5 updates as well. So we're just kind of run through each game that was shown, and I'll say whatever I had written down about it, and you guys can comment, however you see fit and out, and the like.
Sounds good.
So up first, we had a extended look at Crash Bandicoot 4 It's About Time, which showcasing there's going to be multiple playable characters, a myriad of skins that are earned through gameplay and not microtransactions, an inverted mode, which is like the classic old school mirror mode with different visuals, and it looks awesome.
Yeah, it looks really cool
for this.
I definitely want to check this out. The no microtransactions thing is definitely good to hear. I also am like, I thought I heard that going into Crash Team Racing, but at that point, I think they used the term no microtransactions at launch, which is just like, come on, you're really just a jerkwad.
They ruined a great game.
Yeah. I deleted it when they introduced the microtransactions. I deleted it and I have not looked back at all. So I just cannot support that kind of tomfoolery. Like, if you want to support your game with microtransactions, like just be upfront about it. Don't wait until the reviews are out. Are you kidding? And everyone's bought your game, you're gonna patch that in? It's ridiculous. Shouldn't even be allowed. But here we are. But yeah, I mean, the game itself looks awesome.
Yeah, I'm very excited for this, and I hope they don't pull any foolery with this. But at the same time, I think it's a single player game, so I would imagine it's less likely, but I guess we'll find out sooner rather than later.
I gotta work my way through the trilogy first, because I still haven't... I think I beat the first one, I didn't get past that.
Really? You beat it? First one's hard.
I thought I did.
2 and 3 aren't
I don't
hard
know
at
if I
all,
did,
though.
though.
1 is really hard. Especially those bridge levels. Great time. All right, up next we have Hitman 3 was shown.
I heard Nolan North was voicing Crash in this.
Murph. You threw off my groove.
I'm sorry. I thought of that joke, and I still had to throw it in there.
Was it worth it?
Yes.
All right, so Hitman 3 was then shown, including an announcement that the entire World of Assassination trilogy will be playable in a PSVR mode, which looks to be in first person. This is very interesting, and I don't have a PSVR, and I don't really plan on getting one anytime soon, but this is something that I think could be a pretty big deal for VR, depending. What do you guys think about this?
I thought like the little gameplay demo of it looks really cool. I think as far as games go, this is definitely one that could work in VR pretty well, I would think.
Yeah.
And I do plan on getting VR at some point, so down the line I could definitely see myself checking it out. As far as Hitman 3 goes, I'm very excited to play it. I love these new kind of rebooted Hitman games. I have Hitman 2 downloaded right now. I haven't played it. It also doesn't have a platinum, so that's another game that I want to play, but I'm like, oh, do I have to push this off? But they are just so fun, and I love system-based games like this where there's just so much to play with, kind of. It's like a miniature sandbox, but everything is so fleshed out and detailed. I think that'll really lend itself to VR, and I would definitely be interested in trying it out. What do you guys? Have you guys played any of the Hitman?
Yeah, they're not for me.
Did you play any of the new one, like the 2016 and on?
Yeah, I've played probably. How many of I played the one on PS3 and then I played the new ones. Yeah, it's just not for. It's just like that's not my scene. I need more like. It's like too chaotic for the stealth games. I need there to be like more structure because I'm bad at stealth games.
It's very much like sandboxy. Like I could almost see it being really, really fun as a co-op game, or like just something where it's like it'd be a really fun game to play. You know how you used to always play games like together, or like watch you play games, like that kind of thing. Like that's a fun game to mess around in and kind of like, because it has like a little bit of a sandboxy element where just like crazy stuff can happen. Like you can get in wild situations. I feel like it'd be very fun to play with friends. So maybe Hitman 4 is gonna have co-op.
The Hitman games that were free that 1 month on PlayStation Plus, I've downloaded them multiple times and I've opened it like once, and I just can't. I just don't want to play it after I do all that work.
You mean 2016?
Yeah.
That's a good time.
I just don't know, man. Yeah, I get in the mood where I like want to try it, but then I would watch like gameplay, and then I was like, do I really want to try this? Or could I just play Overwatch? And you know what decisions are made after that point.
Yeah, I'm sure that conversation happens with a lot of games.
All right. Up next, we had the announcement of Braid Anniversary Edition, which is a remake hand-repainted for modern high resolutions of the classic indie platformer game from the PS3, Xbox 360 generation, releasing early 2021. Thoughts on this? This game is very good. I never played this game. I never beat it, but I had played it back in the day, and it's definitely really creative and very iconic in the independent sphere.
Yeah, it looks cool, and I think it is really cool that they're going back and touching up the visuals in such a personal way. I like to see that kind of work put into it, where it's like there are so many remasters coming out these days where something like this can really make your game stand out, I think, more than it would. So I appreciate the extra work going into it. But I haven't played the original.
Nor have I, but I do appreciate the hard work that they're apparently putting into it. It's a nice touch to see.
Yeah, and they said they'll have no microtransactions at launch either. So that's just a joke. They have neither confirmed nor denied.
But for some reason, at launch was in quotes. I don't know why.
Yeah, I don't know. And then like the print got really, really small, and I couldn't see. It was 1-point font. So
there were several asterisks.
Up next, we have The Pathless, developed by Giant Squid, developers of Abzu, which is a PlayStation 5 game, due out holiday 2020. It's an open world mythic adventure game set in a vast forest. I think
Well, that sounds good to me.
this looks pretty cool. Did you guys watch the gameplay for this?
I did, but now I'm gonna remind myself of it.
Sounds like you didn't, liar.
I did. I just don't remember.
Liar.
Oh, yeah. I don't know. I didn't get any like huge impressions from it.
Interesting. I thought this would
The
be
art
right
style
up your
looks-
alley.
It looks really beautiful.
In my notes, I have Murph is shaking, quaking, baking, but I guess I was wrong.
Oh wait, hold up. Yeah, no, you're right. I am.
I am.
Because I was looking, I googled Abzu at first, and I was like, wait a minute. No, this, yeah. I'm a big
like
fan of
Shadow
this.
of the Colossus-y vibes.
It does, yeah, it does look like Shadow of the Colossus. One thing with the gameplay, it looks very, very fluid. It almost looks like an endless runner.
Yeah.
The way, it looks very like zen. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it looks awesome.
So I think
that's what
kind of like
pretty relaxing.
Oh, okay, yeah. And Dead Cells, by the way, zen is a really good word for that, where you kind of get in the flow. I think this looks like another one of those games where I could definitely see myself getting in the flow and just chilling out.
Abzu was a free game of the month at one point, right?
Yeah. I don't think I ever played it, but yeah, it's in my library somewhere. Any other thoughts on this?
No, it looks cool, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure if I'll get it at launch or anything. We'll see. I'll have to see more on it, but I think it looks really pretty.
We'll have to stay tuned, as they say. All right, up next we have Spelunky 2 is coming later this year with online multiplayer being added. Thoughts on this? I don't really know anything about Spelunky. It doesn't seem like something I would like.
It's about time, because Spelunky was like 2008, and so it's been a really, really long time. But I haven't played Spelunky yet. It's been on my to-do list for a really, really long time. Everything I heard about it has been great, and I know it, kind of was one of those earlier indie games that brought like the retro Metroidvania feel back to games. So I do want to play this, but I have not played the original yet.
Nick?
I watched gameplay of Spelunky, so it looks like something I would enjoy. So, I'm a little excited for this.
I gotta get it on my Vita.
I don't know why I would play the multiplayer online. I don't know. It seems more of like something I would just want to sit down by myself for a little while and play.
As you ignore Murph's texts.
Yeah.
Yeah. When he finally comes crawling back to me and says, "Do you want to play Overwatch?"
And you look down and whisper,
"No."
No.
I look down and I say, "Yes, absolutely, my sir." And then
my sir, wow.
And then we go in placing gold in season 25.
The world could use more heroes.
Up next, Genshin Impact is coming.
Oh, Genji.
No. Genshin Impact is coming to PlayStation 4 fall 2020. Some sort of open world RPG. That's it. I don't really have anything else to say about this besides to acknowledge its existence.
It has been acknowledged.
All right, Murph.
Yeah, I don't. I couldn't. I don't have anything to say about this either.
I couldn't.
Yeah, I don't know what I would have to tell you here. The art style kind of looks like Breath of the Wild. There you go.
Cut that out, Nick. All right.
That's not. I mean, that is neither like a endorsement, excitement. That is none of those things. It is a mere observation.
All right, up next, Aeon Must Die. I don't know. The logo was hard to read. I don't really know what it said. Awesome art style. Kind of looks like a Saturday morning cartoon situation. This also had a bit of a controversy after the state of play, where a bunch of the developers publicly quit right after the state of play.
Yeah, this
was some sort of copyright dispute, from what I understood.
I think they were working without getting paid. Maybe I don't know. Yeah, there was a lot going on here. It definitely stood out more than the game itself. And you do hate to see that kind of thing.
Yeah.
So hopefully,
treat your workers with respect, people.
Yes. Hopefully the story gets out and we figure out what happens, and everybody
wins,
gets recompense. Hopefully they're made whole again.
Yes, indeed. Nick?
Brian?
Thoughts?
Yeah, just wait and see, I guess.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned.
Up next, another game I have minimal to say is called Anno Mutationum. I have in parentheses, I'm out. So that's
I don't
what
remember
I
this.
say.
I don't remember looking at this at all.
This stretch right here was a lot of just like hyper stylized shit.
Yeah,
and it was,
I was getting.
Murph, do you have anything to say about this?
It looks like a little cyberpunky, and you know, there's a different cyberpunk game coming out pretty soon. So
is it though, or will it get delayed again?
Dude, that'd be fucking crazy.
I don't know, man. Maybe this is the only cyberpunk game I'll be playing in 2020.
I'm looking up Google images of this game, and there's what appears to be a dance club, so I could bust down. So I'm in.
That was a very weird thing to say.
Murph's discomfort made that much better. It was like an alley-oop, but without consenting people. All right.
Yeah.
Up next, we get the game of the show
Snacks.
for 5 consecutive conferences. I have in my notes Bug Snacks with about 50 exclamation points. Oh, whoa. Game of the year, game of the generation, game of the life. So
I think you hit the nail on the head there. I can't wait to play. I can't wait to play this game. Even aside from the meme, I think it does look genuinely interesting. I like I like comedy based games. I didn't play Octodad, but I do appreciate that there are some funnier games out there. It's not a very super explored genre in video games compared to like movies or TV, but yeah, I think it looks cool.
I feel like it's not a comedy, isn't it? Like, didn't they say it was inspired by BioShock and like?
Yeah, I mean, that could still be funny though. Like, it's clearly humorous.
That'd be great
right?
if it was just like really disturbing.
I think it will have disturbing stuff.
I've never been more excited for a game to come out than this one.
I don't know if that's a joke at this point. Your meme of this has extended beyond meming into reality.
I think they will grapple with like the morality of eating the bug snacks because they do seem to be somewhat sentient. They almost look like Pokemon, how they like say their own name.
This man just said they're gonna grapple with the morality of the bug snacks.
Yeah, someone's gonna come up and eat them.
That's a great sentence. All right. So we all know that that's going to be the game of the year. Last of who?
Yeah, we already recorded our game of the year podcast.
Yeah, it's just like, what's the point of waiting when you have?
We're not going to keep you guys hanging on here. Come on, we don't get paid by the word.
Want to do that? Want to do a game of the year review of this game before it comes out and release it?
We're still doing our top 10 Elden Ring bosses soon, Brian.
We should do both of those. Would be good bits.
Yeah.
Okay, up next, Vader Immortal is coming to PlayStation VR on August 25th, 2020. This is a pretty good win for PlayStation VR. Star Wars VR game that's got to move units. But
how do you think it's gonna like actually review and play?
Oh, it's been out on other things. It's got
it has
pretty like 7s. Right. I still think the VR is way too young to be, except for Half-Life. It seems that they're not really going to have one game that's like universally beloved really for a while.
Well, Skyrim is on VR, so you can go sit down.
I wonder how good that is. Like how that plays.
As soon as I have VR, I'm sure I'll be able to let you know.
All right. Any thoughts about this, Vader? You Murph, would you like to play The Last Jedi screening in VR?
Yeah, I mean if it's like GTA and I can just go jump in front of traffic too. Like open world. Like I can walk out of the theater and then just go like lay down in front of definitely.
Okay. Moving on. Control DLC August 27th. This is the Alan Wake DLC that I was mentioning earlier in the show.
But here's what I'm saying with this announcement, Brian. Why would I spend money in their game now? That doesn't make any, you know what I mean? Like I'm not going to do that. I don't know why they should have at least waited till the DLC to come out to announce their little shenanigans.
Anyway, so.
No, definitely.
Definitely not.
But even if it reviews well or something, I'm definitely not going to get it now. But yeah, you're right. I wasn't gonna, but I'm sure others were. And I hope it's good. I do love the game.
Up next, we have Auto Chess, and this is some sort of strategy game. I also have I'm out written on this one, so not for me. But what do you guys think about this?
Is this the original Auto Chess? I think it is it Dota Auto Chess, or is it just like generic Auto Chess? Did you see the logos?
I think it's just its own thing, but maybe it's related to Dota. I don't really know anything about Dota either. Very educated on this.
Auto Chess came out was it early 2019, maybe late 2018, and I played a couple of them on mobile, and I had a good time with it. Nick, I think you played some.
I've been playing Dota. Not recently, but I've played Dota Auto Chess on my phone. Either if this is from what I'm looking, it just looks like normal Auto Chess.
Yeah, I'm getting there were so many that came out. Like there was the Dota one. So the original Auto Chess was a mod for Dota, which already was a mod for Warcraft. So it's getting very, very meta here. But then Dota came out with their official one, like the actual, Dota developers. But then the people who made the mod also kept their version going. So I think they're called Auto Chess Origins, and I don't know if this is by them or not. I think they still retain the auto. I think this might be them, but I will play this.
Either way, I'm in. Yeah.
Yeah.
I like this kind of game.
I like Auto Chess.
Interesting.
And playing it on an actual console will be really fun. It is a good phone game, but the games do get pretty long. The
Dota one kills my battery.
Yeah, they can go 40 minutes. So I think it'll be really cool on PS4. Yeah, and I'm looking forward to seeing more from it. I do think that genre in general is a little too RNG based to be as sustainable as something like Dota, but it is really fun to just play for a little bit.
Bri, you should expand your horizons and try it out.
I wouldn't be opposed to trying it. I'll try it.
Yeah, check out and we could check out next week if you're bored at work or something. I'll play a game of Auto Chess with you on your phone.
What it's just what's
Dota
what's
normal?
The distinction between chess and Auto Chess?
It has nothing to do with chess, really.
Oh.
It's only because it takes place on a tile-based board. There's no.
It's predominantly a phone game. I didn't even know this was a thing.
No, it started out as a mod for Dota, and it was on PC, but it also came to phones. It's a kind of a strategy game where you manage units, but it's also called Auto Chess because you don't control the units fighting. You just position them, and you pick your team. And then it simulates the battle and you watch it happen. It's got more depth than I'm explaining to, but it started out as a PC game to answer your question.
Maybe I'll check this out when it comes to console then.
Yeah. And they're all free to play on your phone.
This one's not about to be. Come on.
You don't think this one will be? I think it'll be free to play.
Maybe it will be.
But yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a good time. It's it's one of the newest genres on top of Battle Royale.
So it's a genre.
It's a genre. Auto Chess is a genre, but also.
So did this have did this have a subtitle and I missed it?
No, this way. Yeah, that's why I was confused because I think this might be Auto Chess Origins, the people that originally made it. But I'm gonna have to do some digging and clarify things. It is confusing because all that genre of games is called Auto Chess.
It's but the first called Battle Royale.
Exactly. Yeah. If there was a Battle Royale. A game called that, and then everyone called the Battle Royale after, it'd be like that. I think this is Auto Chess Origins. I guess they don't even call themselves Auto Chess Origins anymore. They might just be called Auto Chess. So the genre that they call it, even though I think most people call it Auto Chess, they call it the Auto Battler genre, probably because you can't use the name Auto Chess if you're Dota or League of Legends now. All those MOBA, brands came out with their own version of Auto Chess last year.
They're a good time though.
They are a good time. I recommend the Dota version if you want to get into it. But I haven't played in 6 months. So.
Imagine not waiting for whatever this is because it's vaguely tied to PlayStation and I'm a PlayStation fanboy. All right, up next we have The Pedestrian, a platformer coming to PlayStation 4 where you play as a little stick figure and move around from signs and boards. This looks pretty cool, pretty unique aesthetic, but not much information given beyond the basic premise of it. But I think it's something to keep an eye on. I love platformers. and this type of style is, easy to catch your eye. Nick?
Yeah, very, very memorable art style. I think it could lend itself to some creative gameplay. I think that this is clearly like a gimmick. I'm not trying to use that word pejoratively, but I think what would separate this is how well it uses that art style and that, that gimmick, how it incorporates into the gameplay itself.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think there's a lot of potential here, and I'm looking forward to seeing more. Yeah, but not too much to say right now.
This is completely unrelated to this game, but it kind of reminds me of it just aesthetically. Did you guys ever play Territory Wars?
No, I've never even heard of that. Is that like a computer game?
Sounds
like
familiar.
It used to be on like addictinggames.com or something, and then they had its own website, I think. But I used to play that a lot.
You were a big browser game guy, huh?
Yeah. Back in the day. That game was a lot of fun. I wonder if my account's still active.
Anything to get away from the backlog,
Anything.
Yeah, this
literally anything.
This man hasn't played God of War, but he's gonna go play stick-figured addicting games. Fire up Internet Explorer.
Yeah, well, God of War isn't addicting, so
rev up those fryers.
Clearly not.
All right, up next we have a new PlayStation 5 game called Hood, Outlaws, and Legends. It was a mostly cinematic trailer. I'm assuming this is a Robin Hood situation.
Yeah.
Coming 2021. I guess it's interesting. I feel like Robin Hood, there's too much of him. Let's take it easy. Too many movies.
I'm cool with Robin Hood. I like Robin Hood.
I'm in on
not
concept.
A fan. I don't want to play another multiplayer game. I would prefer if this was like a cool single player, adventure.
You sound like me over there. Jeez.
I'm just a little burnt out. It seems like everything's trying to be a games as a service type thing now. It's like I don't have time for all this.
Avengers.
Give me a game I can play.
Avengers is breaking my heart. Every preview.
This is my distaste for this right now is probably a 1-to-1 directly related to Avengers. But
yeah. I have that in Open Critic, and I feel like I should drop it, but at the same time, I feel like those games never really get bad reviews from the critics.
Yeah,
so.
No, critics will give it a nice
70.
Yeah, you'll get some points. Yeah, I got messed up now that you mention it because Halo was on my was one of my games. Yeah, dude. Maybe it ends up being a good thing if it was going to be bad.
I actually sent a check to 343 for $343 to push it back, and they're like, "All right, say no more."
It's in our contract. Anything 3-4, you found out our secret.
All right.
Yeah, so that's a bummer.
The penultimate game shown here was
good word.
Temtem, a total, complete, brazen, and unapologetic ripoff of Pokemon coming to PlayStation 5 in 2021.
Yeah.
Interesting to have more in this monster collecting genre, but
Yeah, and this isn't a new game. This has been out on other consoles, but PC. This is I think it only on PC right now. I think it had a stretch goal to get on Switch, I want to say. I may be confusing this with a different creature collector, I don't know. But I'm super excited to try it out. I'm not an MMO guy at all. I haven't played an MMO since World of Warcraft was the last time I can't do that again. It's just so maybe it'll have like a fun enough story to just go through, because some MMOs can be played pretty much alone or single, like if the three of us all play, maybe it would be fun. As far as like Pokemon style games go, it wouldn't be poorly suited for an MMO, because instead of facing like boring computer trainers who just attack every time or use moves that don't make sense, it would be kind of cool if the people you're fighting are all online people that are actually playing the game. That I actually it kind of makes sense, because then kind of metas can develop, and you actually have a reason to train your Pokemon, where let's say like in Pokemon you don't need to have any strategy whatsoever. You can beat the game with like just pretty much any Pokemon using just one attack.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It's cool. I'm happy to see competition, because it is such a cool genre that only has one like serious competitor in it. So hopefully this gives Pokemon a run for its money, even though nothing ever will. But I don't know. What do you think, Nick? I'm sure you have a lot to say.
Yeah, I just wish it wasn't. I mean, the MMO aspect of it could be refreshing, but I would just prefer that it wasn't.
Yeah.
From what I watched, the Mons themselves seem pretty unique. Like a lot of times these sort of like knockoff Pokemons, they're not really that interesting looking, but these ones seem kind of cool in some cases, at least.
Yeah, it's one of the more polished like Pokemon type games I've seen. So I'm looking forward to it, especially now that it's on PS5. Like I wasn't gonna be, playing this on Steam, but now if it's on a console, like it could be a pretty fun experience, I think. Especially depending, I'm not paying a monthly fee or whatever, but if it's like a free to play MMO or something, yeah, I'm down. Or a one time buy like Elder Scrolls Online or something. Yeah. What do you think, Brian? Would you get back in on it?
Probably not. I mean, I have Pokemon on Switch.
Yeah, that game sucks.
Did you beat it?
You haven't even played it.
Dude,
no,
I don't.
I played like halfway through. I mean, I'm not a fucking Pokemon purist like you psychos, but I mean, I think it's fun. So I'd rather play that than online MMO ripoff. But
yeah, it might be better. I there hasn't been so much innovation in Pokemon recently, so.
But Tim, they get really big this time.
That is, I don't like that. That's annoying.
Well, yeah, it's like they are basically like Madden, except
there's
if
nowhere
Madden
near
had,
as many of them.
Dude, if Madden had the audacity to sell 2 copies every year, that would be awesome.
Yeah.
I would tip my hat to that.
I don't know
Madden,
what they could possibly
like Madden Blue and Madden Red.
Madden offense, Madden defense. Where you pick your favorite
they
player.
split it up with the NFC and the.
Yeah, they really could. They really could.
Dude, they really could do that.
You could trade.
Don't even don't give them ideas.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll hear it on this fucking show. All right.
Whoa.
The final thing shown was Godfall for an extended, session here. We had some information on the world, which is elemental with water, earth, fire, and air. Fake ass Avatar: The Last Airbender. They also, again, felt the need to specifically say no microtransactions, no waiting for content. It's kind of sad that we live in an era where people have to say that.
Yeah, we live in a society. Am I right, guys?
We do, indeed. That is factual. Yeah, they also talked about the weapons. Each weapon class having its own moveset and just showed examples of the different weapons. I'm curious about this, but I'm not particularly interested in loot-based games, so I'm probably not going to get it unless it gets like unanimous critical acclaim or something. But it's weird how Sony seems to be pushing this so much.
Yeah, they do have some kind of like marketing deal going on with them. I don't know. It's like hasn't really gotten me super hyped to play it yet, but I'm also open-minded to it. Sounds kind of cool.
I'm pretty out on this, honestly.
It depends on the approach they take. Like if it's like Borderlands loot stuff, that's fine. Borderlands is awesome, but if it's like Destiny and what Avengers looks like it's going to be, like, I'm out. I don't want any of that. Like,
right.
But judging by their, specifically saying there's no microtransactions or waiting for content, that seems like it might be more in the Borderlands area because it is Gearbox.
That makes me more suspicious.
Yeah, it is weird. It's like, oh, we swear.
Yeah, like what's your plan? What did they invent? They invented something. No one's having microtransactions anymore. They're doing something new.
We're taking more data from you and selling it to third parties.
Pay per minute.
Buy our $3,000
game
cape.
In other news, I already bought the Bugsnax Battle Pass.
What? Is that a thing?
Not yet.
I wouldn't be surprised if A, it existed, and B, you bought it.
Maybe a good bit.
Can they make a Bugsnax monster catching game where you fight Bugsnax like Pokemon? Because that would be kind of cool.
How do you know that's not what the game ends up being?
Yeah, you don't really know for sure.
I don't know. I don't know.
All right, what were your guys' overall thoughts on the state of play? I feel like it was fine, but relatively underwhelming.
Nothing groundbreaking, but I'm glad. It's kind of like I have a feeling that once next gen hits it, as in like gets really rolling in the marketing, a lot of these games aren't going to get their time in the sun. So I think it is a good idea to kind of have a PS4 focus, probably the last PS4 focused state of play, just to make sure all their bases are covered and that some of these games don't get totally overlooked in kind of the flurry for all the AAA first party Miles Morales, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I'd want them to just do another one and really spill the beans on PS5, but I'll take what I can get.
Yeah.
I'm glad they very clearly came out and said that this wasn't gonna be a PS5 related conference, because if I would have watched this or read up about it and then not heard any PS5 news or saw any PS5 news, I would have been upset if that's what I was expecting.
Yeah, they're very transparent. They're desperately avoiding the angry mobs.
Yeah.
We're not making a console.
They managed the expectations very well. I agree that if they hadn't messaged it this way and I just came in, I would have been like, wait, that's it? You know what I mean? So obviously this wasn't trying to be some PS5 blowout. So I think for what it was a very decently done thing. I mean, not every announcement isn't going to blow your socks off. So I thought some of the games looked cool, and I guess that's all it needs to be sometimes.
All right. Well, you guys have anything to say as we wrap up here?
Dead Cells is really good. It's on PS Now, which is new, so check that out. Hitman 2 is also on PS Now, and what else? There's some other new games on PS Now that I've been meaning to check out, but I'll fill you in probably next week when I check those out. But yeah, Dead Cells, really good.
All right, Nick, where can
they find us on Twitter?
Wow, you didn't
see Pseudo
Ludo.
Cast.
At first I was gonna be like, oh, do you have anything else to say? But he just, whew. All right, Nick, where can they find us?
They can find us on Twitter at Pseudo Ludo Cast. They can find us on Instagram at Pseudo Ludo Pod, and they can find us on YouTube also.
Sometimes they can find us in Murph's basement, tied up until he decides it's time to record.
They will never find you there.
Please save us, for the love of all.
His address is.
All right. That about does it, right? Anything else, boys?
That does do about it.
All right. Thank you for joining me, folks. Or thank me for joining you, Murph, against my will, honestly.
Thank you.
All right. Goodbye, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.